And here's one interesting thing when it comes to this thing of speaking about the wisdoms of God and so on. One of the main arguments that people believing in Darwinistic evolution today are using is what they call human vestigiality, or rudimentary organs. And when they were speaking about this issue about 100 years ago, they mentioned about 200 different organs that they said, okay, these organs have no purpose. There's no wisdom behind them. Yeah, they're just byproduct of evolution and so on. But when science developed, they can say, oh no, this really actually has wisdom. We need it for this and need it for that, and we need it for this. And every single one of these rudimentary organs that they are speaking about has different functions. And that might not be the function that scientists first thought that it was, but they have functions. And they were actually speaking, you can see like one of the main issues they were speaking about in this century was what is called junk DNA. Richard Dawkins, he mentions in his book Greatest Show on Earth, that it was published 2009, that 95% of DNA has no function. So it's junk DNA. And throughout research, just the latest years, they found out that 80% of this DNA really has functions. In the scholars of the ENCODE project, and they say we will really, I think that we will find out that 100% of DNA really have functions. So just in a couple of years to say, no, there's no wisdom with that. There's no purpose. There's no reason. And then after a while, you can see that there are reasons for that, and there are purposes for that, and there are wisdoms for that. So we should not be like jump into things and say, no, there's no wisdom behind this war now, or this conflict now, or this starvation now. You don't really know. Maybe you will see something after 10 years, 20 years, 100 years. We don't have the whole picture. Our knowledge is limited, but God's knowledge is encompassing. God knows everything that was and is and will be. So we're not really in the position to say that this and that does have a wisdom or does not have a wisdom.
So what you're really asking for is some humility on the part of us as human beings, as scientists, when we encounter things we don't really understand, not just to dismiss it as wastage or rubbish, but actually say, well, maybe there's a wisdom built into nature, and we should expect there to be an explanation one day. And that, of course, is a sign of its created intelligence by God, of course.